well, I do not have a fancy computer with me, but I still have a lot of knowledge, at least I hope I do. My name is Lois Harris. A little bit about me, I am a 3D artist. I am a code newbie. I've been programming in and out for a few years. I'm not going to tell you how many years, but I've been programming for a few years, mainly C# and Python. But I'm trying to move towards web development, and while moving into web development, I've come across the issue of making projects. So I'm here today to talk about how to find projects. And don't worry, all of the resources I discussed are on the meetup.com little page, so don't worry if you miss anything. So since I've been starting to learn how to program, specifically web programming, I've been using freecodecamp.com to kind of get my feet wet in JavaScript development. And there's a few projects that they do offer on their website, but some of them are a little limiting. And you may find that you want to do a little bit more, so I'm here to discuss how to do a little bit more, and then also other resources like practicing code, practicing algorithms, how to prepare yourself for interview questions and practice interview. So again, like all of this stuff I've provided on the meetup page, so don't worry if you miss anything. So just to begin, I will discuss finding projects first. So one great resource that I found was Child. He did 12 apps in 12 weeks. Now, mind you, he did these applications using Ruby, but a great way to take these applications that he's developed and just transition them into JavaScript. Not only will you understand and appreciate MVC, but you'll also kind of learn a little bit more about Ruby and then how those two relate to one another. So that is a great resource to get started in, is using Child and kind of just going through the video tutorials that he has and like struggles he went through. Another great resource I found was Watching Code. He has, this is by an ex-Googler, so a lot of the stuff that he discusses is pretty handy and pretty helpful. He goes over a lot of the resources, a lot of the stuff that you would need to know, especially if you're really new at JavaScript and you've been struggling learning JavaScript for a very long time. He actually breaks everything down so that you can understand it to the best of your ability. The first thing you'd wind up making is a to-do app. That's all free, but he does offer a paid version, $39 a month. And you would wind up making a wait and eat app using Angular.js. So a really popular framework, obviously made by Google because it's from an ex-Googler. The next thing that I think is really helpful, which I'm not sure of all of you newbies if you're aware of Code for Atlanta, which is part of a bigger structure called Code for America. And their focus is on bringing code into nonprofit sector. Code for Atlanta and Code for America do have a list of their projects that they're working on, current projects that they're working on. So if there's anything that you're really interested in and they have it listed on their website, I definitely suggest checking that out. Again, they have a mixture of JavaScript and Ruby on Rails, so it's really just whatever you feel most comfortable with. I don't know if anybody who's worked on Ruby is diving into JavaScript, but again, you can always find something to do. And something very helpful to do at Code for Atlanta, which I think meets up next month. Another great way to get really comfortable with projects is something from GitHub. It's called Awesome for Beginners. So if you're if you're not too comfortable with GitHub, or if you're still struggling with GitHub, Awesome for Beginners is a really great resource to kind of just get your feet wet with GitHub, and then also just to get started in projects, working projects, and contributing to projects, and so on. A great place to practice algorithms, I think, is HackerRank. A lot of people use that for just getting comfortable with different algorithms that are out there. A lot of companies do use HackerRank to kind of just gauge whether people are worth hiring, or if they should be considered for an interview. There's also Code Wars, which I really enjoy. Code Wars, that one's a lot of fun. Let's see what else is really good. Practicing to code. Code Puzzles is another great resource that I found out recently, which I'm not sure if you're aware of for Facebook. Facebook has this Code Puzzles where it's for interview questions. So whenever if you have an interview with Facebook, they do have Code Puzzles so that you can kind of go through it and get comfortable, so that when you actually do the interview, you're not like freaking out, you're like confident. So that's a great resource to get started on. And I want to end my talk just on interview questions and practice interview, because I found some really awesome resources that are free. Cram, which if you go on the Google Doc that I listed on the meetup, it's under the tab called Job Hunt, and it's pretty much the last link at the bottom. Cram, you can sign up for practice interview, and you'd actually be interviewing with another person who's kind of preparing for an interview. You'll get a list of questions and answers, and they'll get a list of answers and questions. And you kind of go back and forth programming and asking questions. So that's a free resource. You kind of just sign up for a date and time, and you can just go back and forth until you kind of feel comfortable and prepared for that interview. So that's pretty much all that I have. Everything else is on the Google Doc that I provided. Again, my name is Lois, and I'm here to help code smoothies and all that stuff. So, yeah.